This is my Nissan 300Zx twin turbo. When I got it, it had these side skirts on it, but I don't really like them that much. So I've got some better ones off eBay. So in order to test fit the new ones, need to get the old ones off. Now what they've got is they've got this really annoying screw here, which you can only put in with a drill bit unless you take the wheel off, and it's gone all rusty and corroded, and I can't get it off with the drill bit, so I'm going to have to take the wheel off and press a screwdriver into that. And then inside the door, just got some of these. They should come out fairly easily. And then if we go around here, we've got two screws here, but we get those out by putting the wheel on full lock. So trick so you don't lose your wheel nuts, put them in there. Yep, that's well and truly rounded. So yeah, I just had to drill that out. Wheel back on, car back on the ground. So we're on full lock. Hopefully these will come out. Much easier than the ones at the back, he says. It's full of crap. I'll work that one out in a minute. Well, I turned the wheel on the other lock, sprayed it with loads of WD-40, whacked it with these, and I managed to get it out. So all we need to do now, he says, plain sailing, is get these little black ones out here. But they kind of rubberised the plasticky stuff and they kind of get stuck and awkward. But most of these should come out now. So yeah, take those out. And these should, in theory, get the pliers in a minute, they'll come out. So another one here. And then we've got a couple at the back. Yes, I did drill extra holes. Now this one here, yeah, that one I'm gonna have to drill that one out, I think. So now we take the screws out of these little geezers here. What you do is you just get under them gently, prise them up a bit, and you should prise them up a bit more. To pull them out. So what happens is when you put the screw in there, that expands and it kind of holds it in place. So the final one, drilled that out. Just kind of try and pull this off the back of there, and yep, that's it, side skirt off. So just got to get that little bit of remainder of broken nut out of there. It's broken it free. Yep. That rusty piece of crap out. So just clean up the all the rubbish what's caught in here. So yeah, it doesn't fit, but it probably will fit if you offer it up. Right. Basically, it's too tight here to go around the sill because of this. So what I think you might need to do, so it needs to go in about, say, 40-50 mil, but the bottom is catching on the sill as the sill curves down. But I think if I was to take 50 mil off from, say, here, take about 50 mil section out like this and back up there, so it's still got the structural stability, in theory it should probably fit. So I'll get it actually to go on. It fits round here, perfect. And it fits in here. But this here is kind of upstanding like this, because under there is pressing against the sill. So yeah, if I take a bit out under here, theoretically that should be able to go in, and then it should bend back down like that, and then this should sit flat. Because at the moment the obvious problem is can't shut the bloody door, and got, yeah, that's not going in there. And the reason that's not going in there is because, yeah, that big bit at the bottom down here needs to come out so that it can go past the sill. So I got the Dremel out, and basically I've cut out like a lug here all the way down to the front, and left a bit on that end there as well. Don't know if you can see that. And with that being done, it fits. Obviously it's catching the door here, but the last one was catching the door here because this door needs to go up slightly. So I went round and also fitted the passenger side, fitting nicely. That did take a little more work though. I had to cut a lot more out the bottom, and it turned out that this here needed to go in more, and it was catching because this bit here was a different shape to the other side. So I made a template out of paper on that side, flipped it over, put it on here, cut out around here and across there, and now this side is fitting too. So on both sides the door does scrape a little bit here. That side the door can afford to go up a little bit. This side the door is exactly where it should be. However, this is a bit of a 300Zx issue, I think I'd say, because of the shape of the door. This here is just very tight fitting, and it's obviously wasn't originally designed to have a side skirt. So you either got to lose a bit off the door, or you got to take a bit of material off here, because it's sitting flush onto the sill itself, but then there ain't too much you can take off. So yeah, I'll get back to you on that. So for now, next course of action is going to put some tappers in along here, tapper in the end there, and then if we come around here, this bit here lines up with the thread for one of the bolts for the fender liner. So a bit of tape on the back of the skirt here so we can mark it with pen. This is the hole we're going to bolt through here, there. So we're going to put the skirt on, put a pen in from behind, mark the tape, drill the hole. So we've marked a place there for the hole. So that's the hole drill. So skirt refitted. Time now to refit this. So been to the hardware store, got some self tappers and a drill bit. So I'm going to put 4 self tappers along the inside the sill, and I'll start off here so that this holds this bit in place, because this is the bit the door likes to try and pull out. So yeah, we just shut the door, and there's about 10mm outside the door, so obviously we don't want to be outside the door with it. So put you back there. So we want to come in, say 20mm perhaps. So got a little washer and self tapper, and pop that in there. Slowly do that up with the screwdriver. Like so. So we just shut the door, check it shuts, can't see the screw, brilliant. So I went ahead and I put extra one there, there and there, making sure that there's enough clearance here so you don't see it when the door is closed. And then look at that. Did the passenger side too. fits nicely. So all we need to do now is jack the car up and get a tapper in there. And a tapper in here. One good thing about his new side skirts is you can actually get the jack underneath. However, that will change when I put some coilovers in there. So next we're going to stick a tapper in here. So we're going to follow this down. It kind of goes round there. I think perhaps here's a good place. Yeah, we're through. So again, tapper and a washer in the hole. Screw it in. Perfect. There you go, talk to spec. My spec. Did this side too, so that is that side skirt and that side skirt all mounted up. But unfortunately we've got to take them off again because we've got to sand them down so we can paint them. So before we get sanded down ready for paint and primer, just sorting out where the door's been catching. What I've done is I've let the door catch for a couple of days or so and it basically scuffed up, so I knew where to sand, and I've sanded down with some 50 grit, then some 80 grit, and then if you shut the door you can see there's a couple of mil gap now, so it's not catching anymore. And I went round the other side and did exactly the same there. So that clears there. The door is catching here, right, but the reason it's catching here is because this seems to still be twisted up a bit like that. And the only thing I can think is I might need to cut a little bit more out the bottom where it might be a bit too close to the sill, or it might be that the actual skirt itself has got a bow in it. So it turns out the door was catching here because this was lifted, so I have sanded it down. Still got a slight bit of a lift, but it does clear the door. But when I was doing that I managed to scuff a bit of the sill as well, which I could probably flatten polish out. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to flatten this a bit more, and then we're going to sand it all down and get it painted. I got the skirts off. Yeah, this one here I had to take the bloody wheel off to get to the bolt. So where we sanded down here to fit around the door, it developed a couple of chips, pinholes, so filled them up with some dolphin glaze, and then obviously sanded it down with some 180. And then anywhere where there's any blemishes we've gone over with some 180, so basically around here. And I've flattened this down as well a little bit to give a bit more clearance. Got a little bit of dirt on the bottom of it from driving it, and on the front there, so I've got that with the 180. So what I've got is I've got this set of discs here from Alfred's. You get various, you get some 80s, some 180s, some 320 and 500. So basically we've gone over any blemishes with a 180, and then we're going to find a 320, which will be in here somewhere. Yeah, it'll be at the bottom because it always is. That's an 80. Yeah, we'll just find that. So we'll find the 320, and then we'll go over anything we've done with the 180 just to refine it, and then we're going to go over the whole lot with some 500 to get it ready for primer. So I blocked that all down with 180, and then I've been over all of that with 320 because that's all been blocked with a 180, so it's been refined. So we're going to take the 500 grit and we're going to go over the whole thing, and then we're going to go over the whole thing again just in case we missed anything. So I use one of these water traps, inline water traps on the bottom of my gun there. I put the compressor on to sort of compress itself up, and yeah, it blew the bottom off it, and it got stuck in the end of the fixing there. Can't get that out. Luckily, although it's Sunday, screw fix still open, so got myself a new fixing. Yeah, all fixed. One place that is not open on a Sunday though is the professional paint shop, so looks like we're rolling with no water trap. Welcome to my professional paint booth, by the way. Yep, we've got airflow from there to there, there to there, there to there, and about everywhere. So we're going to use the air and the microfiber to get rid of any dust and dirt. And then we've got a clean microfiber and some wax and grease remover. And we're going to wipe everything down. Get rid of any wax and grease or contaminants and all that kind of stuff. So we let that flash off, or if you're less technical, dry. And then we come along with a different microfiber and just get rid of any excess. Right, ready? Gun stand. Yep, we got a little bit of a run down there. If you can see it on that bit there, look. But this won't take long to flash off because it's blooming hot. And then I'll sand that out and then we'll just go over that bit again and anything we've missed. To be honest, I wasn't 100% happy with how the booth was running during the primer, so I've made some modifications. What I've done is I've added these pieces of cardboard here and here, so that this is lifted up so I can get to it. So sanded that down and sprayed a bit more primer on it. And a little bit on here as well, just to blend it in. So we're going to let that flash off for about half an hour and then we're going to put some base and clear on. Ready for base. All clear for clear coat. So first coat of clear is just like a tack coat, and then we'll go on second coat, heavy. But yeah, we got a bug here. Tried to blow him out with the air. It weren't having it. And then it made a little bit of a ripple, so I just put a bit more material here because we'll be buffing him out. And there we have it. That side's installed. And that side's installed. So still need to flat sand, compound and polish to get rid of the orange peel and that little fly what got stuck in the paint there as well, because it took a liking to the clear coat. However, we've got to wait for the clear coat to harden properly before we do that, so we'll be doing that in a few days time. Yeah, flipping up today. I had to take both wheels off at the back to get them on as well. Anyway, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get these side skirts. If you found this useful, please hit that like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I'm going to leave you with some cinematics of that.